Welcome to the People Pleaser Support Group, where we support each other um, by honoring each other's lived experience and encouraging each other's recovery. And this way we support without judgment each other's healing journey. My name is Tina Rose, and I have been summoned to change the trajectory of your life. I have been guided to present a daily video with anything that might help at least one person. And I have been guided also to not figure out in advance what that content will be for the video. So this is hard for me, but it is important. And I am demonstrating how to surrender and trust in the knowing that we are always held, loved, and taken care of. And we're channeling every day. Everything that comes to us is put in our minds, either by the ego activity or by and through our higher self, the Holy Spirit, within our higher self. So we're channeling, but our goal, my goal, consciously my goal, is to channel clearly and consciously instead of just randomly. So right now, what is coming into my mind is the word adaptability. And as people pleasers, we often are that. We adapt to the situations that we find ourselves in. And, one of the primary survival traits that you learn about in school is in order to survive, you have to adapt. And as a child, that is what we had to do. So we developed those people-pleasing strategies in order to survive, and we adapted. But even into my adult years, and for many adult years, for several adult decades, I did it. I was really good at adapting. But my adapting was around seeing. My perspective was I saw everyone else as more important. I saw everyone else's needs as more important. I saw everyone else's desires, wishes, wants, demands as important above anything that I felt, anything that I thought. That's how I adapted. If I went into a situation where someone was being controlling, I adapted. If I went into a situation where someone was manipulating, I adapted. I adapted in a way that made it work for them. And that's what I no longer want to do. For the most part, I have stopped. I'll say generally, from a generality perspective. But, okay, and they're dropping into my memory now. That's something that just happened. Something just happened today, less than an hour ago. I didn't make the connection until like right now. because they put it in my mind. Spirit team did. But my daughter wanted to, she just came in randomly into the den when I was actually prepping my energy to come to the computer to make this video. And she came into the living room and she said, Mama, I just got cabin fever. She said different words, but this is what she meant. And I feel like I just need to get out of the house. You know, can we go somewhere? Because she doesn't drive yet. And I fell right into it. I fell right into it. Being agreeable, adapting to that situation. And, you know, I'm like, do you want me to come up with some ideas? And she said, yes. Because she kept saying she couldn't think of anything. So here I go. Adaptable Tina. That's what I always used to do. Like I say, I don't do it as much these days, but there's still some residual. And especially for those closest to me, I find that this is where I'm working on the residual. So, you know, I said, okay, well, what about if we do such and such, you know, and we can go there and maybe on the way back, we'll see something else we can do to have fun. And what happened, what ended up was we agreed. She said, okay, what about we leave at 1:40, which was, you know, 30 minutes later. And I was like, okay. So she went back to her room to finish up what she was working on and to get ready. And I went to my room to change clothes to go out. And I'm in the closet and I'm thinking, Tina, you're doing this again. You were in the middle of something. It's like I really don't mind it, but over my lifetime, I was so accustomed to accommodating what everyone else wanted, adapting to whatever situation came up based on what somebody else wanted. That's where I would fall. That's where I would land. And no matter how many hoops I had to jump through to change what I was doing or whatever, that's what I always did. So I find myself back in the closet changing clothes to get ready, leave at 1:40. And it's like, you know, I get the realization, Tina, you're doing this. You're ignoring what you want to do, what you were planning to do, and you know how important this is to you. It's very important to me. It is like my biggest goal is to do what I am being guided to do by my spirit team because I know they are helping me get to the end goal. Spirit is my only reality, and God is my only goal. And when I say God, I mean I want to find my true nature. I want to live in my true nature, which is the God self. And so I make this realization. I had just taken my pajama pants off, and I just walked out of my closet, and I knew, and I can't do this. I can't. And it's almost like I was procrastinating subconsciously. I was procrastinating. In addition to adapting, I was using that as an excuse, but I was procrastinating getting up here on the computer to once again try to channel through a natural message without figuring it out, knowing in advance, etc., etc. So I walked to my daughter's bedroom just in my underwear, and I'm like, what if I changed my mind? That's what I told her. And she was okay. She was okay with it. And she said, okay. And I thought, let's just continue to think about it. I said, It was two important things that I was about to work on. I was about to do my video for today for the People Pleaser Support Group. And I was also making, I had a goal not to drink any coffee today because we had made a plan to go at 1:40. We were going to go to the coffee shop where she works just to say hi to her friends, just to get out. So I knew I might be tempted to get a coffee there because they have really good coffee, and it's not Starbucks. It's called Awaken Coffee. It is a business organization that hires special needs people. And my daughter is on the autism spectrum. That's the label that she's been given. And so, and she was okay with it. So yeah, that whole scenario happened. And then after I get up here and start talking about being, adapting to any situation as a people pleaser, then that goes right in. I said, yep, there's the freshest example. So take notice. Take notice in your own daily routine and situations that pop up. And just see these little things, these little ways that we still hold on to the people pleasing. And yeah, just, I wasn't, in this case, I wasn't afraid of conflict. I don't think I was averting any conflict because it was my daughter. But I think I'm 62 years old, so for so many decades, that's what I did. I adapted to any situation. I would drop anything in any moment to do something that somebody else wanted, if it was at all possible for me to do that. I would bend over backwards. It was about adapting to what the other person needed, desired, asked for. I would adapt to that situation. So today's energy healing, I will offer the energies of self-integrity, sticking with you, what you feel, sticking with honoring what you are feeling in that moment, and not saying and doing things because that's what the other person wants, needs, or desires. Realizing, and it's hard for us, we have to relearn it. We have to learn it again or learn it for the first time, that what we're about to do, what we want to do, is the most important in the people-pleasing healing process. So just to help us get to a place where we can quiet our mind, live in a mind quiet enough that we can notice these things in our choices, that we can notice these choices that we're making. I mean, I'm retired. I didn't mind going out and doing it. Maybe that made it easy for me to fall into that habit of just dropping what I was doing and, doing what somebody else wanted. It made it easy to fall into that habit, but that's residual because I have been doing a really good job at choosing me. I've been doing some big things and a lot of small things to choose me. And yeah, I needed to step back and look at what I was doing and how I was just putting what I wanted to do to the side, even though it would have been for a few hours. I was in the middle of getting this done, and it is the most important thing to me. To practice my channeling, to practice making YouTube videos, to bring the content, to show up daily, to offer tips, tricks, practical tools for helping people pleasers, to helping us see what's really going on and see where we need to heal. So get into your comfortable position. We'll bring through a short, we're already at 15 minutes, and I just saw 1:44 on the clock. And while I was out earlier at the grocery store, I saw a license tag that had 7777 on it, and I need to remind myself and look it up what those angel numbers mean for me today, because as every day there are things happening in your life for your growth and expansion. And so every day I am awake and aware of what I wake up feeling and thinking, what I do almost in every moment, just like this. I didn't catch it at first, but within minutes I did. And yeah, so that 7777 had something significant to do with what was going on in my inner world today. And I will remember to look that up when I finish this. So get into your comfortable position, and the energy healing begins now. Do a few rounds of your deep breathing, holding each full breath at the top. And then exhaling long and slow. And say, I am open to receive. A lot of strong energies are coming in. I'm getting very physically heated. Powerful healing energies. And they're saying to whoever sees this video, you are doing so well. Keep going. If you feel like you're not really going anywhere today or yesterday or this week, you feel like nothing's happening, know that it is all happening. You are growing and expanding and healing. Mother Mary is saying that she loves you so much. She is always by your side. She wants to be your best friend. Call her in and connect with her beautiful divine energies. Make it a sacred time for you and Mother Mary to connect. That's what we're doing right in this moment. And that loud vehicle just passed as confirmation. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Relax the muscles around your eyes. And be open to receive. And I'm getting a visual of the beautiful emerald green healing light energies flowing down from Archangel Raphael's hands above my crown. The emerald green just flows down, cascading down over my head and neck and shoulders, down my arms and out my hands. You don't want to adapt to your environment because there's so often too many distortions outside of you. You want to create your way. You want to create a new way. Let this be your lighthouse. Be authentic. Let your light shine. Blessed be, my friends. We love you.